Carol, can you talk about the students coming down and interviewing you for their film?
Oh, well, I had a wonderful time. They were delightful. It was wonderful to see people getting involved in this issue because my book, which was originally published in 1983, was about a very similar situation here in our valley, and it was a group of people just like down in Gold Beach, only it grew from there, and what we were fighting was not private timberlands, but the U.S. Forest Service spraying huge clear cuts in their national forest lands surrounding our valley. But the same thing happened. People got very sick. All the pregnant women in the valley miscarried. It was, people's horses died, and loggers who were working out in the woods and were exposed that way got sick. It was hunters found deer, young deer, fawns with no eyes. I mean, the effects were very, very noticeable. But the Forest Service totally denied that there was any problem. And so we took them to court, and that's much of the story of the book is the lawsuit we filed and actually stopped the Forest Service from spraying one of the two ingredients of Agent Orange on us. They were spraying both of them, but we could only actually focus on one. Anyway, that was the original focus of the book, but even as I was writing it, it grew larger because I discovered that all those herbicides, all pesticides actually, were registered on the basis of fraudulent information. And so, thanks to a reporter in Canada named Peter von Stackelberg, I was able to put that information in the book too, which led to a further lawsuit which stopped Forest Service spraying of any herbicides in the National Forest.
So this story was not unexpected for you when they came and interviewed you about Cedar Valley?
Not at all, because what's been discouraging to me is that, yes, we, in this small area of Oregon, basically, were successful against one agency, the U.S. Forest Service. We were, what the Forest Service eventually did, not spraying anything, didn't take off and spread to other agencies or private timber companies. And the herbicides are still used by the state forestry department, by road departments. People have no idea what they're exposed to just driving to the grocery store or riding a school bus, and by private timber companies that spray huge areas of clear cuts, and they spray again and again and again, and it all ends up in the water table, it ends up in the wildlife, and it ends up in our bodies. And that's been very discouraging, and because of that, Peter von Stackelberg arranged to have my book reissued with a significant addition of new information to cover a lot of that.
And your book is now available on Amazon?
It's available on Amazon as both an ebook and as a paperback, and it's also available in two places on the Oregon coast, Canyon Way Bookstore in Newport and Bread and Roses Cafe in Yachats. It's also available through Emma and Hope.
Yeah, if you're in the Eugene area, we have copies.
And Carol, you donated your books
yes,
to OHEH. Yes.
Well, I can't give them money, but I can give them the books, and then they can, use the book, the profits they get from the book as a donation. 1975 was when we got sprayed by the Forest Service the first time, and by a county road crew, and spraying the roadsides. And I've been at it ever since. That's discouraging.
It's inspiring, but it's also a little discouraging. It's still going on.
Yeah,
Can you guys
exactly.
talk a little bit about meeting Carol?
Well, first I just want to say how beautifully written and accessible, just for the average person, Carol's book is. I'm about halfway through, and I hope to finish it sometime in the near future. I'm really, really enjoying reading it, so I just really suggest it to anybody who has any interest in this at all and doesn't really have any background information. But we actually weren't present for Carol's interview. Our class was a cohort of 13 students, so some of our peers went and interviewed Carol. But we were lucky enough to have Carol speak on our panel at the Public Interest Environmental Law Conference this year. We're really, really lucky to have her, so thanks, Carol, for that. And you can check out her interview that our fellow students did on juststories.uoregon.edu, and it's up here, right here. And she's here with her good friend Susan Swift Parker.